How are you? My name is Anne and I'm coming to you from the North Shore of Nova Scotia, Canada, and I am here to introduce my new upcoming podcast, The 3 a.m. Knitter. So I hope that you will join me starting in January 2023 for a bi-weekly, approximately, video podcast where I will be sharing the goings-on of me and the knitter. There's a specific reason why my podcast is called The 3 a.m. Knitter, and it's because, when you can't sleep really well, what do you do at 3 o'clock in the morning? You knit. So I will be covering a number of topics that you are familiar with from other knitting podcasts, that being what am I wearing and works in progress, things like stash acquisitions and things like that. But I'll also be sharing things about this pot stack right here. See these two baskets right here? This is what I call my whip mountain. So these are works in progress that have been works in progress for, dare I say it, up to 5 or 10 years. I know. It just, I hate even to say it. But listen, these are works in progress that I have not torn out yet. I've not ripped back. I've not reused the yarn. So there's a reason why they're still works in progress. So I'll be sharing a couple of those every episode until we get through them. And maybe you can help me decide if they should remain in Whip Mountain. I'll be talking about, of course, what's next. Here's my little bit of my stash. You can see here. There's a lot more, of course, but this is the stuff that's kind of front and center. And we'll be going through a little bit of my stash each episode, and I'm going to get you to help me find some great patterns that I can maybe use some of that stash up. And we'll be talking about some of my favorites, whether that is yarn, patterns, podcasts, things like that, books, you name it. We'll be talking about my faves, and maybe you can share some of your faves with me as well. And then I'll also be doing a reading from the Knitter's Oracle. So this is going to be a really fun part of the podcast where I'll be pulling a card, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, and we'll be taking a look at what those cards mean for our knitting, crafting, and creative pursuits. So I hope that you'll tune in to the 3 a.m. Knitter podcast coming to you in January 2023. Take good care.